Oh, this was unexpected. In December 2020, we got the AirPods Max, and I think that to date, they are still the most irritating product that Apple has made as far as an Apple fanboy is concerned. I am definitely one of those, and these are both brilliant and really annoying, which makes them very frustrating. We've got these now. These are the new AirPods Max, and they basically have USB-C and different colors. That's it. And I bought these with the full intention to review them and then stop using them. That hasn't happened. I've been using these every day since, and that's made me firstly want to revisit them for this review, and secondly, explain what I think is going to happen next with AirPods Max. Before I get into that, two very quick requests. If you've been watching this channel for a while but you haven't hit that subscribe button, just give it a little click. We've found that 87% of the people that watch this channel regularly haven't done that, and if you do that, it makes a massive difference. And secondly, although this video isn't sponsored, I want to very quickly mention Brain FM, which is one of the brands that I work with to help me keep the lights on here and keep making these free videos. More importantly, I've been using Brain FM for about 3 years now, and I can't get work done without it. Basically, it's an app that pipes music into your head, which makes you more productive. They can't guarantee that, I can't guarantee that, but what I can tell you is that it has made a massive difference to my productivity over the last 3 years, and I've got you a big discount. So if you want to go and check out Brain FM, just go and click that link. Okay, some very quick buying guidance. If you've got the original AirPods Max, the Lightning version, don't upgrade. If you're looking at the new version and thinking, ooh, I fancy those, don't bother unless your AirPods Max are falling apart and you love them that much that you want to replace them. If that isn't the case, there's nothing to be had from upgrading apart from USB-C and a different color, and that's not worth 500 quid, $500 of anyone's money. Some people have said that Apple have tweaked the noise cancelling and that the transparency mode is a bit better and the sound is different. If Apple has done anything, and they haven't said they've done any of those things, by the way, they must be so subtle, because I can't tell any difference between these and these. That begs one very big question for yours truly, which is, why did I buy them? And I think I do need to just very quickly cover this, because some of the comments on my previous video seem to be a bit confused by why I would spend £500 on the same pair of headphones effectively. The reason for that is because this is my job. I do this for a living. It's all I do, and I focus on products that bring in a big audience. More importantly, that bring in an audience that get involved in the comments. That's a really big thing for YouTube and for YouTubers, and I can illustrate this perfectly by where are they? Here they are. By showing you what's in. Stop it! By showing you what's in here. Did not think I'd get this out for this video, but this is Apple Vision Pro. Apple's brand new take on the future of computing. It's the newest product they've launched in terms of there not being anything before it. This is huge, surely. Well, I bought this at great expense back in February. I imported it from the US to the UK, and we made 3 videos about it, which totaled, across all 3 of them, 47,000 views. That's not a lot, just to put that in context. And equally, to put that in context, since we've bought these and made 3 videos about the new AirPods Max, they've brought in collectively 230,000 views. This isn't a new product. That is. If you had the choice, if you were in my position, what would you make a video about next? It's just unbelievable that the AirPods Max still command that sort of audience, but for as long as they do, I'll keep talking about them. The other thing that is absolutely unbelievable is what happened next. These are the Bowers & Wilkins PX7S2Es, and they're a perfect example of a lovely pair of headphones that I have immediate access to in this studio that I'm not using at the moment because I can't stop using these. And this isn't the only example of this. I've got loads of headphones here and at home, some of the best headphones you can buy, and none of them are capturing my attention as much as the AirPods Max. So I've made a list of the reasons that I think this is the case. These are the reasons that I still, in a way, love AirPods AirPods Max. The first one is the ease with which they fit into the Apple ecosystem. So my iPad, my Mac, my iPhone, my Apple Watch, my Apple TV, they just connect to all of those things immediately. They switch devices very simply. In fact, you don't have to do anything. If I'm listening to something on this iPad via the AirPods Max and then go over to my Mac, they just switch immediately. It's just brilliant. They're amazing for watching content on Apple TV, so Dolby Atmos support, spatial audio, top notch. Also on ease of use is the fact that, I can't believe I'm saying this, that the fact they don't have a power button, which I was very angry about to begin with, is actually a bit of a benefit. Firstly, the battery life is much better than it was. There were issues with the first pair at one point, but they fixed that with a firmware update. AirPods Max still aren't as good as a pair of headphones like this where you can turn them off and leave them off. They do still chew through their battery life a little bit quicker, but it's not too bad. And more importantly, the fact that you don't have to keep turning them on and off is actually a bit of a benefit. Can't believe I'm saying that. It's just one less thing to do. You put them on your head and they start working. The next thing, can't believe I'm about to say this, but don't hate me for this, please. The case. Oh, am I going to do this? Am I going to say this? Can I do this? The case is convenient. And what I mean by that is that you put them in the stupid case and you just drop them into your bag and you barely know they're there. There's virtually no bulk. And if you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with headphone cases and they have to be small and compact. That is about as small as a headphone case can get. The problem is that it's not a headphone case and it exposes all of the headphones and helps damage them, if you're not very careful with them. And equally, if you go for the Starlight version, be very careful because they smudge. They smudge horribly. I have been careful with these, but being put in and out of my bag, they have got a bit smudgy and it's very hard to remove that. But this is convenient. It's a really convenient way of having your headphones stored. Ugh. Next up, the fit. These are still the best pair of headphones can't hear anything, let's turn transparency on, there we go. In terms of fit, if you don't have any hair in particular, they're great. Other headphones do tend to stick out a bit when you don't have hair and look a bit weird. These sit very snugly against your face and the top of your head. I think they look great like that. Also, as I've just demonstrated, transparency mode, which is when you can let the outside world in for both, being aware of your surroundings, but also hearing yourself during telephone calls, is still the best on the market. After 4 years, no other brand has come close. I don't know how that's possible, but it just is. The sound as well is pretty good, to be honest. I compared these against a very expensive pair of Noble headphones recently, and they actually did quite well against those Nobles. That was very impressive. The noise cancelling is very good. It's not the best on the market, but it's pretty good. There's just something about these headphones that, like so many Apple products, there's just something about AirPods Max that makes them desirable, easy to use, easy to live with, fun to use, but there are problems still. I think the biggest issue with the AirPods Max, and I've thought about this a lot over the last few weeks, is an image problem. But it's not the image problem that you're probably thinking of. It's not that. It's gone well beyond this stupid case. It's actually innovation. And this is what is so frustrating as an Apple fan, which is what I am. The Mac Mini, the new M4 Mac Mini, is a great example of Apple innovating. AirPods Pro are a great example of Apple innovating. Vision Pro, no matter what you think of it, is Apple innovating. If you haven't experienced Vision Pro yet, go and check it out. Go and get the demo in an Apple store. It's incredible. It is innovation. It's absolutely that word. I was going to say personified. That's, you know what I mean? That they have absolutely been innovating with certain products. So they can do it. They can do this. Then they do this. And you may also be thinking of the iPad Mini when I start talking about innovation, because the iPad Mini 7 came out very recently. I reviewed it. I'll put a link above so you can go and check that review out. But basically, people like me have been waiting for that iPad Mini 7 for ages now. And it came, and it just didn't seem to be that different. We got a new chip, we got Apple Intelligence, a few little tweaks here and there, but there was no ProMotion display, no OLED display, no Face ID, none of the things that we thought Apple could innovate with the iPad Mini. I can defend that to a degree, because I think the iPad Mini 7, the more you look into it, the more you realise that most people who buy it, that the biggest portion of the market for that tablet, it's industries. It's basically, they're bought in bulk. So if you think about that from a product perspective, if you were Tim Cook, would you focus all of your energy on, all the energy on building something which only a smaller part of the market for that device wants? You probably wouldn't. I wish he had, but he hasn't, and I can kind of understand. I can't understand the decisions they made with these, and I definitely can't defend them. The biggest one is the H2 chip. These are technically less capable than these. These are the AirPods 4. They're 129 quid. These are 500 quid, and these have a much older chip in them than the AirPods 4. That doesn't make any sense when presumably putting the H2 chip in here wouldn't require a redesign. It would just be a case of put the chip in, done. Suddenly these get new features which match the much cheaper AirPods. They didn't do that, and in giving us USB-C, they've actually removed a feature which is the ability to play music via a cable. You can't at the moment connect a USB-C cable to your AirPods Max and to your iPhone and play music via that method. You could do that with these via Lightning. The reason for that, by the way, is the fact there's no DAC in the new USB-C cable. You just can't do it. It's just not fair, and it's just really frustrating if you love Apple. They could do so much better with these. And that begs one very big question. I want nothing more than for Apple to make the best pair of noise-cancelling headphones on the market. They've got the team for it. They've got the innovation. They've got everything they need to do that. The big question is, do they want to? Now, some people have suggested that the switch to USB-C is just to meet the EU regulation, which means that all mobile devices, and I think headphones, have to have USB-C charging by the end of this year. That is undoubtedly the case, and it does suggest that enough people are buying these to make that worth it from Apple's perspective. But is there another pair on the horizon that go a bit further than that? I'm afraid I'm 50-50 about this. I genuinely think it's touch and go for the AirPods Max going forward. Part of me just thinks, yes, they've got it in for the EU regulations and they're just going to let these quietly die. And then the other part of me thinks, no, they're going to make an amazing pair of AirPods Max next year, which are going to have a better case. The sound's going to be improved, the noise cancelling is going to be even better, etc., etc. I just don't know if that's going to happen, particularly with Beats clearly being the main driver of revenue for over-ear headphones for Apple. Would they really do anything more than this? I'd love to hear from you now, guys. Do you think Apple will go any further with the AirPods Max? And equally, have you bought the new version? Are you enjoying them? Are you frustrated? Let's get chatting in the comments. And if you've still got some time, keep watching for a link to another video that I think you'll find very interesting.